In today's video, we're going to cover Bitcoin and Kusama because they are having the price action, the psychology of the market right now, the patterns that are unfolding. You want to pay attention. Why? Because there's some great buying opportunities, but also an indication of what's likely to happen over the next 3 days, 3 weeks, and even the next 3 months. So if you like today's video, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification. And if you haven't already, take my free crypto trading masterclass because it covers Elliott Wave theory, which tells you about how to read the markets from a psychological standpoint. And if you don't know me by now, my name is Jagir. I'm the award-winning author of The Extraordinary New Venture Capital Opportunity, How to Invest Like a Pro. I've been trading currencies for over 15 years, and I bring that knowledge and wisdom to the crypto markets because I love crypto. I was actually featured in this best-selling book in 2008, High Probability Trading Strategies. Amazing, amazing book. But let's dive in. So it was literally, was it yesterday? I think the video was recorded 2 days ago. I think it was posted yesterday on Bitcoin. So I want to dive into the YouTube channel and show you what we was talking about, what's likely to occur, because more often than not, the patterns that unfold are identifiable in advance. Therefore, we can put forward leading indicators of what's likely to happen. And Elliott Wave theory and Fibonacci is so powerful, especially in crypto, because it's such an infant market, but with a lot of liquidity, meaning that the psychology really plays out nicely. So what we said a few days ago is we've made this nice move up. There's my pretty face over there. Nice move up, and we're calling it a wave one, a move down, a wave two, and then a potential wave one of the three. So this next leg up, but it's the first wave of the next leg up. And then we should anticipate 3 legs down, which is an A, B, C correction. So let's now just dive in, because take a picture of this, take a snapshot, right? And we'll jump back and forth because this is really valuable information. Look at this, look at this. Let's even get rid of the indicator. And look, this is where we did the video. We said roughly around here. And if you look at the chart action, look at this. It's like a nice move down, first leg down of a correction, an A, and we look like we're doing this C. So it's like an ABC. So this is a high probability time and price zone where we should anticipate the end of this move. And what comes next? Well, a wave three of a wave three, right? A wave three of a wave three tends to be one of the most impulsive waves. So we should expect some big movement up. What gives us some more clues on when that's likely to occur? Well, if I jump back into the daily chart, right? A daily chart where every bar represents a day, and I just zoom in. I actually want to pay attention down here. Right, down here to the indicators, right? Forget the price action for a second. Let's look at the indicators. One of the most powerful indicators that I use, there's thousands of indicators, right? They all pretty much do the same thing. But I find the stochastics RSI with particular settings really powerful because it's so visual, So if we look at this one moves a bit faster than the bottom one because of the settings, so it catches more of the waves. And this one at the bottom catches more of the macro picture. But what do you notice? Well, both of them are pointing down, right? Both of them are pointing down. So we want to be aware of that. So the next 2 to 3 days is probably going to be more downside movement. So we want to be aware of that. So what I would anticipate and wait for, if I was looking to go long, is either both lines to be in the oversold zone, so below the 25 line. So you can see that's probably going to take 1 or 2 more days to the downside. And ideally, it crossing, the blue line crossing the red, that tells us the momentum now in the upside. Why? Because when the momentum's on the upside, the trend is more likely to be your friend. So the trend is your friend. You want to ride it until its end, until it hits its bend, so to speak. It's one of the classic sayings in trading. So if I just make sure that's really clear for you, in terms of the indicators, we're going to wait for this one to turn bullish. Ideally, you want both of them to turn bullish. But one of the other things you want to be aware of on a weekly chart, which I keep in the top left-hand corner, look at the momentum again. The momentum on the weekly is bullish. So we should anticipate on a more macro scale upside movements. So there you have a quick update with Bitcoin. It's really timely information because, again, a few days ago we did this video, ABC, and when we see an ABC zigzag Elliott wave pattern and it hits with Fibonacci time and price, then it's a nice high probability outcome that we should see some type of correction finishing over here. What would confirm it? Well, the confirmation of the correction would actually be going above this high, would be the first strong signal. And then going above this high over here would be the actual confirmation, right? And if you're trading, you could actually go on a micro swing high, so something like this, and that will give you less capital exposure and higher upside. and there's pros and cons to both. So next, what we're going to do next, I'm going to jump straight into Kusama, right? So if you've been watching my videos, I've been keeping a really close eye on Kusama since, I think it's the 8th of June, and every day I've been watching it, and I saw some certain patterns unfold, and I was like, wow, if this unfolds as anticipated and we're patient, it could be a really high probability setup for a nice long position. And Kusama fundamentally is a super strong project. Like, you know, they're doing the crowd loans now for Moon River, where you have to crowd loan your Kusama tokens, and then you'll get Moon River tokens. So it's a new model that's been created in the Polkadot ecosystem, and Kusama is a part of that ecosystem. But purely from a technical, let's just jump into a couple of videos from on Kusama itself. So this one was posted on the 17th, but this was an update of the update. So you can see there's two faces, right? There's a YouTube of a YouTube. There's my face of the update, and there's the previous video, which was can I see where it is? I think it was the 10th. Yeah, it was the 10th. And what we said was we're noticing a certain pattern, and we're projecting in advance, not for the sake of forecasting, but to give us valuable information and a high probability setup. WD Gann said it nicely. The big money is made in the big moves. And one of the safest times to enter a trade is on the first pullback. So when I saw this pattern unfolding on the 10th of June, it looked like a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, and I was anticipating a 5. What comes after a 5 is a nice A, B, C correction. And then I did a follow-up video. I think was it posted the other day? Yeah, I think it was posted yesterday. I think it was the same video that we just saw, because that was an update of the update. This is the update of the second update. And what we saw is what looks like the completion of a 5 wave, a move down, another correction, and then a move down. Now, in yesterday's video, or the last video, I labeled it as a wave 4. But looking at it again, you're going to see today, and that's the thing with Elliott Wave and the business of trading. You have to make decisions based on the information. And as more information comes, you might see something different and you go, oh, actually, do you know what? Having a second look at it, this is what's more likely. So we had a nice move down and an ABC correction, which I labeled as a 4. But today, when looking at it again, because of the momentum indicators and some more information, actually, this more looks like the actual A and then an ABC of a B, and then forming a wave C. So let's dive into Kusama today. So today is the 18th at, I think it's 8:30 a.m. at the moment, UK time. This is the daily chart for Kusama, right? So look at this. You know, if I go to that first video again, we said it down here, right? We should see this a nice move up and then 3 waves down, A, B, C, right? So take a snapshot, mental snapshot of that, and then look at the chart now, right? If I just get it like this. So this is where we were looking at the YouTube video down here, and we was on this part of the chart. I made a nice move up, what looked like a completion of this wave 5 of a wave 1. And look at this, textbook style, A, B, C, 3 legs down, right? 3 legs down. You can see that I've written the notes on here, which is long order and stop loss. That's because I've actually put in a position to go long on this. Long on this. Why? Because the momentum now is in the deep oversold, both of them, the faster one and the lower one, and we should expect a move to the upside. But now if we jump into a lower time frame, I'm going to focus on the 4-hour chart, right? Bottom left, 4-hour chart. Look at this textbook stuff. Textbook. Let me make sure this is really, really clear for you, because there's a couple of things I want to get across, which it's just very, very useful to know the thinking. So again, we've got this nice 1, 2, 3. Let me just turn this magnet off. 3, 4. This is where we did the first video. I think it was the 10th, 8th, and 10th of June over here. It was anticipating this 5, and it unfolded textbook style. 5 exceeded the wave C. 3 to finish this macro picture of a wave 1, and then we was anticipating the ABC. Look at this. It's a nice move down. Initial A, initial B, and looks like we're completing a wave C. But also on a lesser degree, hey, look at this. It's gone to a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when we got this macro picture of a wave 2, then we got an ABC on a lesser degree. It's called an intermediate degree count. And then we got a micro degree of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's a cluster of price and time that tells us this is a high probability end of a wave C of a wave 2, or a 5 of a C of a 2, right? Hopefully that made sense, right? So what's the plan here? Well, if we look at the momentum indicator now on the 4-hour chart, it's oversold, so we should anticipate more upside movement. a safe place to go for a long position is on this wave 4 high. A safer place is this wave B high, and a safer place beyond that is this wave 1 high. Each have pros and cons, right? The closer you enter the market, the more profits you make, but the higher probability of you getting stopped out. Where should your stop loss be? Well, I've put mine just below this wave, what I'm counting as a wave 5 of a C of a 2 down here, because if this wave count holds, we shouldn't see the price go below here before we see some more upside movement. So last but not least, there's a particular thing I want to get across, because most people are obviously focused on making money. We're in the business of making money, which is absolutely fine. That's a good thing. However, the absolute best of the best focus on capital preservation, right? It's a probabilities game, right? So we want to think to ourselves, what's the minimum that the market should do if we're wrong? If we're wrong and it doesn't unfold to all-time new highs and so on and so forth, if Kusama doesn't go to $1,000, what should it do as a minimum? So what you'll see me draw here is this red line over here. What is this red line? This is 100% alternate price projection, which is we measured this wave 1, projected it from this potential wave 2 low, and this is the minimum expectation if we're wrong. If we're wrong. And that's what I call exit in your insurance policy. If the price action goes here, I'm looking to exit half of my position at this point, lock in some really good profits, and move my stop loss to at least break even, if not closer to the market. Because it just means that it's guaranteed that we've preserved our capital and we've locked in some profit. But what are we actually expecting? Well, let me just jump back into a daily chart, because I know you love price projections, right? You love price projections. And I don't do forecasting just for the sake of forecasting or projecting for the sake of projecting. What we're looking to do is give us valuable information that allows us to make business decisions, right? So there's a couple of things. I think I drew these ready. I have drawn these ready. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to measure this wave 1 low. This is a wave 1, what looks like a wave 1. And then we had an ABC, irregular ABC, because the B went over the 1. But a wave 2. And what we're going to do is measure this one, project it forward at 1.618 and 2.618, project it forward to the upside. But then we're going to do the same for this one. It's a wave 1 on a lesser degree, what we're counting as a wave 2, and then project it forward 1.618 and 2.618. And that's going to be more important because it's closer to the market. And as the data unfolds, and because this has been unfolding textbook style. If you watch my video on the 8th and then the 10th, and then the one, I think it was yesterday, it's like textbook. It's like just literally textbook, and say we should see this, and it's just unfolding perfectly. And if it does this next part perfectly, what we should anticipate to the upside is at least Kusama getting to, well, I say at least the insurance policies at least is $650, give or take. And then the typical wave 3 is 1.618, which is just under $870. And then the overextended wave 3, which is relatively common in crypto, especially with strong projects, especially when Bitcoin starts to do higher highs. So that's why I'm correlating. Bitcoin looks like it might do a nice shoot up in the next 3 to 5 days, and that will probably correlate with what Kusama is going to do alongside other projects also. And then a wave 3 is $1,200. So we're anticipating a move to this side. Now, typically, this is a bit more advanced what I'm going to cover with you, and then we'll wrap up. Typical maximum time for a wave 3 to complete. The minimum time tends to be the same length as a wave 1. So this is what we're saying as a wave 1, and we can project it forward. And this line here represents 100%. But the typical maximum is 100% of wave 1 to wave 2. And if that's today, so now we've got this time and price zone. So we're almost saying, we're pretty much saying, I know it's quite broad, but we can get more narrow as the market provides more information. But we can be relatively confident. This is what you want to be doing is to trade with confidence. Your analysis should give you an opinion of the market, right? As you saw from yesterday's video where I labeled it as a 4, but today I looked at it again, and because the momentum it looks like it's ready to reverse on an actually gear, that doesn't look like a 4. It looks more like a wave B. It didn't really change much other than the fact that it's telling me that it's likely to be a completion. Why am I telling you that? Well, I changed my opinion of the market. I'm not fixed. I have to look at the market, look at the information, and make a business decision based on the facts. So we get probability in our favor. And then, if the market does unfold this way, just so you know what I'm looking to do, let's just say it unfolds perfectly as it has been, is exit some position, some of my position here. This is the minimum, because it might move to the downside. It's the minimum that I should anticipate. But if it moves to this region, I reckon it will go towards past the $1,000 mark. Is to be ready to take profits, especially if we have a 5-wave structure unfolding. And there you have it. So you've had a beautiful update today on Bitcoin. So I'm going to keep a really close eye on that, because it looks like some exciting stuff's happening. And you're probably going to see some really positive news on Bitcoin. Something that's going to really add an impetus to go, whoa, we should be buying right now. What that's going to be, I don't know. You don't know. But it's more than likely something's going to come in that's going to add that kind of fire to the fuel to kind of give us that stimulus. And then Kusama is probably going to follow, but the chart pattern has just been textbook. So if you like today's video, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, share this content. I would love to get to 1,000 followers, subscribers by the end of June. We've got like 12 days, so help me out, share this video, because this is valuable information. And if you look at the 8th and the 10th, and then the last video and today, how Kusama has been unfolding, literally as we've been drawing it out, to remind you, we said this and it unfolded, and then we said, okay, now that part's unfolded, we should expect an ABC, and then we're looking at this market right now, and it's like, bam, ABC. I ain't seen anyone else doing that level of precision, because it's Elliott Wave and it's Fibonacci. So do like, do subscribe, do share my video. I want to finish with a quote. One of my favorite books in the trading world is Trading in the Zone, and I thought I would just bring out a couple of things. It's in his, I think it's chapter 8. How the fundamental truth relate to the skills. There was two things. One, there's 5, I think he has 8 points. 8 points. But I'm going to read 2 of them. You don't need to know what is going to happen next in order to make money. We don't need to know. We have an opinion, but we don't need to know. There is a random distribution between wins and losses for any given set of variables that define an edge. So we're always looking to get the probability in our favor, which is regarded as the edge. And last but not least, there's many of these topics, but last but not least, the point, an edge is nothing more than an indication of a higher probability of one thing happening over another, right? So now that we've got pattern, ABC, over 2, we got price, we got 100% alternate price projection, we got 62% retracement, and a few others. We got time, there's particular time retracements that are in play. We got momentum. Okay, we got 4 things that gives us an edge of a higher probability of something happening over something else happening, which is movement to the upside. Hence my order for Kusama. All right, I will see you very soon.